Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to a brand new episode of Out of the Park Baseball 21 with the Philadelphia Phillies in our tour through history. A quick programming note before we begin. I will be playing the two episodes for this Monday and next Monday back to back. What that means is that I won't be able to incorporate any comments that you have into changes to the next video. And this is just done so that for the holiday week, I have all my videos recorded and I can spend my time with my family and doing other things. This will be true for the Friday video again, but I will remind you. But there will be videos on both Christmas Day and New Year's Day because that's how much I like you guys. Excuse me. Let's begin with the Phillies in 1896. I know we've only won one world championship with this team. I get it. But we've consistently won many more games than we've lost. And this is a problem for the real-life Major League Baseball teams too, right? Which is because of a format in which only the league winners went to the World Series, your second division teams would just get buried. And you could have a team like the Indians who were really, really good in the 40s and 50s, but only ever made it to two World Series. And it's through no fault of their own. And so that does require a bit more strategy on our part. It also just requires a bit more luck, to be quite frank. And that is what we're currently running against in our franchise, because we've won 80 games or close to it, 79, 94, 3 straight years, and we haven't managed another playoff appearance because we just can't break through these very top teams. It is what it is. And that's just going to work extra hard to make the right choices in our in the draft and to identify and promote the right players that we need. And we've traded a lot to get an improvement at shortstop, which worked out beautifully, and one at second base, which has been, okay. This is more than you want out of your second baseman. But I have a bit of hope, right? Because up until he'd gone 3 straight years with a batting average over 300. And just because he slipped a little bit underneath that mark doesn't necessarily mean that, I'm going to lose any sleep over it. Alright, let's look at the team and figure out who did well and who did not do well. I am convinced John McGraw will never be an MVP, but I'm equally convinced that it won't matter. Because what he provides this team is something we don't even have in the Baltimore Orioles franchise, which is the quintessential top-tier leadoff hitter. This dude gets on base, scores runs, and most importantly plays a very fun game of third base. And he just keeps producing at the exact same level. And even if I doubt that he'll ever be an MVP, unless he can throw together a few more doubles like he did in 94, I don't think it's going to matter. Remember, real-life John McGraw was a pretty decent third baseman, but who really primarily got into the Hall of Fame because of his skill as a manager. Because this is not a Hall of Fame third baseman. But his tremendous skills as a manager got him in. And I think here he might actually just enter the Hall of Fame because of his talent. Herman Long turned out to be exactly what we needed. I know we gave up a fair bit for him. We gave up a starting pitcher. We gave up Gilman Allen. And another pitcher in Hofford for Long. But it seems like that's the right trade. Ed McKean continues to provide consistent quality offense. And I still believe Gold Glove level first base defense. Jack Stivetts put together a virtual carbon copy of his 95 season. Led the league in RBI. Not that RBIs actually matter, they're a junk stat, but I love how slow he is, and yet he's still at 10 triples. Like, the dude's speed is 1. Yikes. A bit of a dip for Slattery. Not a huge one, but a bit of one. And he is getting close to his 30s, right? Which means he's going to be in for a decline in the not-too-distant future. I believe he'll bounce back a bit this season, though. Buck Freeman still has all the potential in the world to be a great all-time right fielder. I don't think he's there yet. But he's also only 24. Look at that. In 1899, he had 25 home runs, which in those days would have been a pretty big doggone deal. Bob Glenalvin was fine. I have to expect, and I wonder, did his BABIP just like crash last season? What did I do? Oh, I hit the game log button. Look at that. Yep. This is what we call in the business awful luck. And I'm hopeful that if he approaches his previous skills, that we'll have a real good team as a result. Joe Sugden. I don't know how you go from being one of the better catchers in the league to, you know, replacement level. Was his defense that bad? Maybe an upgraded catcher is in order. Like, I don't want to overreact to one season, though. Because he gave us 2 seasons of pretty solid play behind the plate. But he's always been like a negative defender. And he looks like he has trouble throwing out base runners. I'll give some thought to that. A lot will depend on our draft position and what we can claim out of that. Stenzel proved to, again, to be one of the best part-time players in the majors. Bert Inks put together a pretty solid offensive season. Look at his batting stats here. That's very nice. Schaefer was okay, I guess. We had a lot of positive developments offensively. And I just think we need to pick up maybe a new catcher, maybe a new second baseman, and then just let the kids develop. And I think we'll see some improvements next season. Pitching-wise, Arlie Pond, who we drafted a couple years ago, was very, very good. As was Jouette Meekin. Cy Seymour, not so much. Which is always going to be a problem with him because of his god-awful control. If he can't get that control to at least like a modicum of acceptability, he's never going to be a good pitcher. But I didn't draft him just because he's a pretty decent starting pitching prospect. I also drafted him because he's got some talent as a hitter, too. And if that means that we convert him to a center fielder, then that's what we do. If we look at his real-life stats, it looks like he was mostly a pitcher in his career. but in his early career, and then looks like he transitioned to being more of an outfielder. He was, yeah, it looks like your typical dead ball player in that he hit for high averages, but never really hit for power. But yeah, so there's a lot to be said from being able to do both things well. But as a pitcher, he was a bit disappointing. Um, One of our biggest issues, and I think this is without having a chance to look it up, I think this is a function of the game not working correctly, is that we have way too many relief pitchers, and they're all getting innings instead of the very best ones getting the most innings. And I think I need to take a lot more care in developing my rules. Actually, other teams have lots of relievers too. Okay. Maybe I don't feel so bad then. We are the Phillies now. Alright. So there's lots of room for improvement still. But this is also a very, very competent team that has just consistently been one or two good wins away from making the playoffs. Like, we're very much what they used to call in the papers back in the day. They'd have what they called first division and second division teams. And the first division teams are the ones that kept competing for the pennant, and the second division were the ones that were the doormats. We're very much in that top tier. But what we need is we need a bit of luck. Now, do we consider changing the injury rules? Where are you? You're under global settings. No, you're not. Here it is. Do rosters at this point have enough depth to replace an injury to a major player? I think the answer to that question is still no. When you can have your entire team on your 40-man roster, pretty much, that's not a great look. I think Dan Coogan is going to get a trial in the minors this season. Or, sorry, in spring training this season. I don't think he's better than Sugden, but I at least want to see what he can do. Even in the short, controlled confines of that. He's been a reasonably okay defender at catch. I keep sticking him at shortstop because they think he can play that position well too, which he can. But yeah, I think we're going to hold off on increasing injury level. Maybe we'll take a look at it after one of those really huge drafts where there's like 200 players or something per team. Maybe. But for right now, we're just going to go ahead and do some simming forward while I get some water to clear my throat. Ah, delicious water. I believe we're already set for coaches now, right? Yep. Okay. But let's look at our awards. Who won Gold Glove? Wait, what? Did we just decide no shortstop won a Gold Glove this season? I sure don't see a shortstop in there. What the what? So the AL had a Gold Glove winning shortstop, but the NL didn't. Or is it just the email didn't work? Okay, I have to find out now. Let's look statistics in Major League Baseball. And I want NL shortstop. Yeah, this seems like a pretty easy choice to make. Bob or George Davis, for instance, the Gold Glove winner. How strange that we decided that the NL didn't actually have a shortstop this year. Whatever. Has that always been happening? I'm just gonna look and see if I have this last year's awards. No, last year we had a shortstop win the award. It's just this year apparently no shortstop won. What a fascinating bug. Um, that we just abruptly state no shortstop from the National League. Only McKean this year. In terms of that, that is fine. Who was the Cy Young? Yeah, I don't begrudge Smith that. And what about Rookie of the Year? Tom McCreary. Okay. Hey, you know what? Cy Seymour finished second, so I'll take it. One thing I'm not going to do this season, I'm not going to trade anybody. I don't think there's anybody that's so bad that trading them would get us something valuable. I mean, I guess there's always the option of trading, say, Sugden? Let's kick the tires on Sugden. I just want to see what kind of offers are made for him. Okay, it's all players that are clearly worse than he is, so I'm just gonna ignore that. Don't be mad at me, Sugden. All right. Hall of Fame time. Tommy Bond, yes, please. Like, holy shit, he won 400 games. And yes, it's because they forced him to pitch more than any other pitcher in history. But you know what? I like it. I like it a lot. Sam Weaver, equally worthy of my first round pick. Or first round ballot. Everyone else, meh. You know what, AI? If you want to keep putting in players that don't deserve it, I can't stop you, but I'm not going to help you do it. I'm also going to vote for Barlow. Like, I know he's got a nice career WAR out of him. The reason his Jaws looks bad is I bet he doesn't have much of a peak. But I think he'd still be a worthy Hall of Famer. Ouch, ouch, ouch. There you go. Oh, this is a draft full of nobodies. Honus Wagner. Pfft. What a loser. Oh, how I wish I could have him, but I can't. This is actually a pretty decent draft. Louis Sockalexis is allegedly the namesake for the Cleveland Indians. I don't know that I believe it, but that's what the history suggests. Rube Waddell, or Waddle, or however you're meant to pronounce his name. Is he the one that would chase fire engines and got drunk all the time? Or is that Rube Foster? I think it was this guy. Very good pitcher. But again, he's not going to fall to me. I don't think we're going to get any of the Hall of Fame. I don't think we'd get Chick Stahl, who would be a lovely addition to our team. Alas. Because we're picking 14th. I have to see if St. Louis is stupid enough to pick anybody but Wagner. Good Browns. And here we are. We're already in the very much meh category of players. First of all, give me my scout, please. Thank you. We have Jesse Hoffmeister, the third baseman who can't play third base, but is otherwise like a decent hitter, maybe. We have Dick Harley, the outfielder who can't hit. We have Roger Bresnahan, who was, if I remember correctly, a Hall of Fame catcher. No, he was. Oh, yeah, he's one of the guys that got into the Hall of Fame because he's the first one to wear shin guards. I think I'll actually take him and convert him to a catcher from day one and let him just develop in my minors for a couple of seasons. Yeah. That's according to baseball history. Roger Bresnahan was the first one to wear shin guards, and I think he also is in the Hall of Fame, even though he wasn't all that great. But that's where we are right now. Let's take Pete Dowling just because we got to take somebody. And then sure, Bob Becker. Why not? And then I'll just instantly sign everybody. Roger Bresnahan is spending 0 days in the minors as a relief pitcher. I'm going to convert him to a catcher from day one and just let him develop. This also convinced me to keep Sugden, by the way. I'm going to keep Sugden until Bresnahan is ready to play. Alright. Hey, Bresnahan. Wha-bam. And now all of a sudden he looks like an all-time great, not a bad pitcher. So we're going to let him, and I'm even going to come in here. I'm going to say, game strategy. You are a catcher. And good. You don't have, I don't need to worry about you being a two-way player. Yeah, we'll let him start in Double A. That's fine. So we haven't actually gotten any better this season. This offseason. We're basically the exact same team we were last year. Which isn't the worst thing in the world to be. I have a guy named Phenomenal Smith. I think that is perhaps an unfair statement. Poor Pud Galvin. Look at his real life stats. He won 364 games. And look at his stats in this. He got turned into a reliever way too early in his career. Poor Pud Galvin. You're just kind of hot garbage. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't want anybody here. If Tommy Bond is not in the Hall of Fame unanimously, I will be very salty about that. Really? Really? Holy shit, I missed Jim Britt. Was he in there? Like, yeah, unquestionably Jim Britt is a Hall of Fame level pitcher. I must have just missed him on my ballot. I'm sorry, Jim. Now I feel like a jerk. Yeah, please let me know in the comments, by the way, if I did actually miss that Jim Britt was on the roster, because I did not see him. Otherwise, I would definitely have voted for him. But yeah, this jerk who didn't vote for Sam Weaver, I would like them to be beaten. And there's at least 2 people who didn't vote for Tommy Bond. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? This is your major league leader in wins in the history of professional baseball. How is that not a Hall of Famer? It's the definition of a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Oh, well. Look at Monty Ward, who's still pitching. Like, he might be the first starting pitcher to go in with a losing record because he's just been that phenomenal. Nice. Yeah. Did you, like, stick your dick in a toaster or something? Celebrating his best friend getting married, eh? I kind of keeps telling me, you have more money you can spend. What am I going to spend it on? Do I already have the max scouting budget? I don't. So let's fix that. And then do I just put like $100,000 in player development? Oh, it won't let me do more than 8,040. Because I think it has to be no more than like 4 times the league baseline or something. But yeah, there's nothing I can do about it, my dudes. I can't just like pay other teams to give me their players. I wish I could. But McKean is getting older, sadly. As we all do, really. Yeah, Roger Bresnahan already looks like a pretty darn good catcher. We'll let him develop that further before we push it. But yeah, this is basically going to be last year's team again. There's really nothing I can do to improve it. I don't have enough in the minors to trade, and I don't have... Okay. Game. You can apparently no longer be trusted. Put him in Double A. He is a 17-year-old kid. Let him develop. I'm going to go ahead and let Coogan get some reps in spring training here. Mason. And I think that's it. I don't think I want anybody else doing things. I think it's also Roger Bresnahan was the catcher that kept insisting he was born in Ireland, which was a lie. He was born in, like, Brooklyn or something. But yeah, I just remember being amused at reading about that story about how he would consistently insist to people that he was actually, like, an Irish duke. And it's like, dude, you were born in New York City. The game likes me having Daisy Days as a 4th starter. I don't know that I think that's a great idea, but I don't have a better choice. Yeah, I do. I have Bert. Bert Inks. Let's get Inky doing stuff. You're okay with me calling you Inky, right? If you're not, I sign your checks. That's actually a lie. The owner signs your checks, but whatever. Oh boy, there's nothing like seeing your ace get immeasurably worse for no reason. What are you telling me about his pitching changing? I don't want you to pitch. I want you to catch. Alright. Let us set our roster. Mr. Danny Friend, I would like you to become better friends with the minor leagues. See what I did there? Hart, I'm just going to go ahead and designate you for assignment. How many pitchers do I have? I have 14. I'd ideally like no more than 10. Here you go. Jordan, you can still get better. Blowvelt, you can still get better. And Williams, I can actually send you to the minors. So there we go. I think I'm going to send down Mason too. I want him to try to reach his maximum level before I promote him again, but maybe not. Maybe I should just stick him on the roster and just see how he does. Yeah, I can dig that. There you go. Welcome to the major leagues, Mason. Don't fuck it up. I'm going to leave Inks on the major league roster and just make him a long reliever emergency starter again. Because I genuinely think there's nothing left for him to do in the minors. And then I'm just going to go ahead and send Coogan back down to the minors. North Carolina. Oh no, Milwaukee. I wish you well of him. Cy Seymour got better, just not at the thing he needs to get better at. Sugden got worse. Long got better. Stabets is about the same. Okay. Top 100 prospects, no Phillies. Alright, game. Let's do this. You know what? I actually am not terribly bothered by messing with this lineup, which I think is fine. I'm going to make one tiny change in that because... Oh, Sabats is actually just a better player. Oh, okay. Then I guess we can leave this as is. I don't like you benching Buck Freeman, though. I feel that... I mean... Stenzel has consistently been a top-tier right fielder, right? But the thing is, if we're not going to start Buck Freeman, I kind of want him playing every day in the minors. I don't know. Stenzel, my dude. Let's keep it like this for now, and then just see how it turns out. Let's go back to a 3-man rotation, and I'm going to let you go ahead and build my staff. No. Stop trying to make Daisy Davis into a starting pitcher. Just please don't. This is fine. Let us dive into the baseball. Okay, so Ed McKean could decide that he wants to hit 500. And Arlie Pond can be an amazing dominating... Look at that, 21-8. What a start. I like that. I wonder if Ed McKean is like a low-key possible Hall of Famer. Maybe. Like, his peak isn't great, but he also looks worse than he is because of the AI's weird fascination with making him a shortstop, which he was never capable of. Like, he was genuinely a catastrophically terrible shortstop. And that really cripples his overall war. But I think he's going to be like a Hall of Very Good type. Unless, of course, he has a couple more seasons where he hits like 400 plus. Which there's no shame in. Like, he's already basically as good as he was in real life. And he still looks like he's going strong. So we will advance to the All-Star teams being announced. Fuck you, game. I cannot stress that enough. Fuck you, game. I guess it's gotta be Moeller, who's the only player I have that can at least stand around in the middle infield. Go ahead and rebuild it. And now we're stuck with Henry Easterday. Ugh. Yeah, we need John McGraw. This is not an optional thing for us to have. Is John McGraw. Cy Seymour, can you please improve your control? Your control is the problem. I love that you're getting better at stuff. But if you're going to be a good pitcher, you need to, like, you know, throw strikes. Why do you make me weep, game? Thank God. Get out of here, Kid Moeller. You'll probably never make the major leagues again. I don't want to designate him for assignment. I just want him not on the roster. Alright, please re-McGraw my roster. Thank you. Now, admittedly, McGraw was off to kind of a subpar start for him, so perhaps we will see him improve. You've already benched Stenzel in favor of Freeman, which I honestly think is the right call. He's just got so much power that you can't let him ride the pine. Herman Long has a 30-game hitting streak. That's quite impressive. Oh man, it is really raining outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but that's pretty crazy. So Cal McVay hit in 62 games in 1873. I don't think anyone's going to be topping that. Not like that loser Joe DiMaggio with his 56-game hitting streak. He is generally happy, as am I. It's up to 37 games, though. Although we lost 18-2. Maybe we should not do that. What was I meant to do? Personnel. I'll let you know when you can leave minor leaguers, and that is never. Okay. My hitting coach and my scouting director are both up for renewal. You're developing Buck Freeman, right? Yes. I think Buck Freeman is low-key our key to being a truly dominating team, so I'm going to go ahead and give you an extension. I actually think I'm going to let Mike Hogan walk. I think we can do better. He was my assistant GM when I was the Four Cities. What a strange coinky-dink. I didn't even know that. No! Stupid Pirates. Herman Long and Jack Stivets are the only two players that are on the roster. Are we having pitching issues again? Yeah, they're certainly not great. But, Sai, can you please just throw strikes? Please. I mean, he is better than he was last season at this time, but it's still very saddening. Yeah, I just don't see again how we're gonna break out of this mid-level mire because we don't have there's no obvious minor league player that I can throw into the majors and say, yeah, this guy's got it going on. Ooh, Jack Stivets actually won the home run challenge. Very nice. Like, okay, there's Danny Friend, and he's certainly a better control pitcher than Cy Seymour. But Seymour still has lots of upside. And I just don't know what to do, my friends. I don't know what we can do to push this team in any better other than just hope we get luckier. I mean, it is what it is, my friends. I guess we just keep plugging away and hope that better things happen to us. But I don't even have anyone that I can really trade to make improvements for. You will give me a bad relief pitcher. There is nothing you can offer me that would make me say yes to that. Now, can I get an upgrade if I trade Coogan? Now, in particular, where do I want an upgrade? I would very much like a better starting pitcher. So I want to look at all positions, and I want to look at starting pitchers. I really can't. Not that I can tell, anyway. Yeah, I think I'm just going to wait and maybe see if at some point this season there's another position I need some help at. I have to ask, is this fucking sliding Billy again that has Cincinnati looking ridiculous again? Okay, you didn't have Billy Hamilton. Look, what is your deal? How is Cincinnati 11 games better than I am? I just don't get it. I don't. Nothing anywhere indicates to me that the Reds are better at me than anything, with the exception of possibly shortstop. I don't get it. I really don't. So I guess I just accept it and move on, which I know has become kind of my theme for the past couple seasons here, but some minor improvements here. They're still not getting better control. Please, Seymour, please. I don't know why I'm calling him Seymour. Maybe that's his nickname now. Okay, Buck Freeman is finally tapping into his maximum level of power, which is really nice. I do appreciate that. Why are you telling me how he's getting better at being a pitcher? Why is he fucking pitching? Game. Catcher. I want him throwing 0 innings. Why is this so hard for you? Do not use him as a two-way player. He is a starting catcher. He catches every bloody day. Come on, game. Yeah, barring like an all-time collapse by the Reds, we weren't going to make the playoffs this year either. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do at this point other than just keep plugging away and hope for a bit more luck next season. And the Reds won the World Series. Good for them. Pud Galvin's retiring. Daisy Davis retired. My general manager retired. I need a new scouting director. Alright. What the what? Oh, I'm looking at the Reds for some reason. That explains it. I need a new assistant GM who's got really good development influence. They're all terrible at it. Awesome. Wait, why am I looking at coach tendencies? GM ratings, please. Israel Salazar. I would like you to come by as my assistant GM. Scout ratings. Oh, dear God. These are all just awful. Hogan. I can't get you to come back. Oh, I made a huge mistake. I guess I'll take Bob Reach. I just hope he gets better over time. But that is an extreme yikes in terms of talent. 85-20. Oh dear. Elmer Flick, Frank Chance. Those are kind of the top two in terms of, yes, these are amazing players. Oh, good. I got my scouting director. There we go. How did the season go? We will definitely take a look. Stavets was amazing. I can't say any more than that. Slattery was great. Long was great. Sugden had a very nice bounce back season. John McGraw had arguably the worst season of his career, but he was also injured. So I'm going to give him a pass. McKean did slip a little bit. It looks like his power, he just overall just didn't hit quite as well. Did he win another Gold Glove, though, is the question. He did not. Oh, the Gold Gloves haven't been awarded yet. Buck Freeman is I think maybe just a bit ahead of his time, and I think we're going to see a ton of value out of him in the future. I just don't think he's there yet. If we go to pitching, Seymour was better, but again, his control still isn't getting any better. It's actually gotten worse. Like, bro, at least this year you led the league in strikeouts, which offset your god-awful walk record. Meekin was acceptable. Yeah. Again, we're kind of trapped in a holding pattern until we either get a really deep draft that we get lucky in or something like that. What? Ed McKean did not win a Gold Glove award? Who is this Duke Farrell, and how can I have him killed? Unacceptable. Slattery had a very nice bounce back season after a subpar season for him last year. He does nothing but produce. Yeah, look at that ridiculous defense, though, right? That was pretty brilliant. Silver Slugger, Stivets, and Long. Nice. Very nice. I've had a couple of staff members retire. That makes me sad. I'm just going to hire a new manager. Coach and manager. Robert Armstrong. Welcome to the Bigs Torpedoes. Nick Armstrong, welcome to the pitching coach thing. Fine. $200. He's probably honestly getting major league offers too. There you go. All right. Danny Friend has probably earned his way into consideration as a starter at some point. I'm going to trade Inks. I don't think he's ever going to work out very well. And if I can get a nice improvement at some other position or just get some depth, I'd be pretty happy about that. I could bring in Bill Hutchinson. But then who would I bench to let Hutchinson pitch? That's the million-dollar question. What if I traded for like a mid-tier outfielder and then flipped Stenzel to try to get something better? Maybe. Yeah, you're awful, Mike Tiernan. A decent backup center fielder wouldn't go amiss. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and pick up Stafford and then try to flip Stenzel for something else. Oh, nice. General Stafford is a leader. I like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip Stenzel. Unless there's like a team chemistry reason to keep him. There isn't. Okay. Because some team's going to want to give him a starting role, I bet. And I bet I can use that and my willingness to take on salary to maybe upgrade at an important position. Any 50s? Eddie Burke. I don't need a left fielder, though, is the problem. Can Burke play right? No, he cannot. Any starting pitchers being offered? Oh, Jesse Duryea. You know, acquiring Duryea... Oh, am I using my head scouts ratings? I am. Good. Acquiring Duryea might be the kind of move we need to make to push us a bit ahead of the curve. And then I can maybe send Seymour to AAA and just let him work on his control. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to let Cy Seymour hone his craft in AAA and hopefully improve his control. Because that's all he needs to be an elite starting pitcher, is that control. I do need a couple of hitters, and hopefully the draft will provide. I mean, I like Sam Thompson, but he's a god-awful outfielder, so I'm going to say no to that. Intriguing. It seems like just putting Cy Seymour in the minors is going to make people think I want to trade him. I don't. I actually just want him to have less pressure when he improves his control, hopefully. Alright, I'm going to take my time this time and make sure I'm looking at all of the amazing players. Jim McCormick, meh. If he made the Hall of Fame, I wouldn't cry about it. But I think Barlow's the only player I'm going to keep. All the rest of these just don't do it for me. Yeah, they just don't. I'm going to go ahead and make him untouchable. Because I just want to set the expectation for the AI that I'm not putting him in the minors because I want to trade him. I'm putting him in the minors because I want to make my team better this year. At least I get to pick 11th. That's something. I don't know what, but it's something. Alright. So we have Dave Fultz, first of all, who's very fast, a decent contact hitter potentially, and plays left and center fairly well. We have 32-year-old Bob Wood, who would be a decent catcher, but that's not really something I'm looking for at the moment. I have Tommy Leach, who plays third and center. You know what? This is going to sound bizarre, right? But I kind of think I want to take Leach over Fultz. Like, I know Fultz is... Eh... Oh, let's look at George Magoon. He only plays short. Okay. I gotta take the better hitter, and Fultz is the better hitter. Yeah, Fultz can be like a backup center, a backup outfielder. Yep. I just need infielders wherever I can get them. So Sutter Sullivan, welcome to the team. Are there any other decent infielders left, or are they all gone? There's Ed Glenn. You know what, Ed? You're a decent backup shortstop. I will take the crap out of that. And then I guess I'll take Walt Woods. Frank Isbell, sure. There we go. Yeah, I'm literally just taking players that I think will be able to fill holes on this team and give us some depth. I'm not in the business of finding a major league star. Because look, my picks are going to keep sucking. I would probably need a top 5 pick to get a game changer. And I just don't have a top 5 pick. Is there anybody? Yeah, Fultz to the majors. You can be a nice backup. I'm going to trade Coogan. I'm going to try to get an infielder out of you. I don't need brilliance. I need very solid young infielder who can play several positions and fill an important role on my team. It's a nice second base shortstop power combination. Actually, you know what? Let's try to get prospects. I don't want older players. You know what? I'll take Charlie Hickman, and I will let him just play all over the field in the minors and see where that gets us. There we go. Okay. The pipes are calling from Glen to Glen. Where is my brain? I don't care if anyone takes Guppy. He's got a stupid name. Actually, question, is Meekin actually the best of the 3 starters to send to the minors? An intriguing question. Alright. I'm thinking very strongly of trading Meekin. Like, he's never been exceptional. He's been down the last couple of seasons. He doesn't have any upside. If I can get, like a really exceptional right fielder or just an upgrade at any other position, I think trading Meekin is actually the way to go. I was going to let Seymour develop, but I think we just have a better chance at getting a great hitter with trading someone like Meekin. Batters, please. Is there anyone... Holy shit, I can get Bob Carruthers. Okay. Like, is he a god-awful outfielder? Unquestionably. Is he a fucking fantastic hitter who should not be pitching anymore? Equally, yes. Like, making him an everyday left fielder and then shifting Stevets to right? Can Stevets play right? Not very well, but I bet he can figure it out. Or hell, I'll just put freaking Carruthers in right field. Yes, 1,000 times yes. And Bob Carruthers, your days as a pitcher are over. Okay, good. Yeah, my dude, I don't want you in the ballpark of ever thinking about starting as a pitcher again. You're a full-time outfielder now. And the Cubs were idiots for not doing it sooner. Let me just throw that out there. Alright, Rule 5 draft. Oh no, I lost Al Lukens. I don't even know who that guy is. Maybe I should have known. I could draft my own player. Is there a decent, like, mid-range infielder who plays 2 or 3 positions? Not really. Chippy Magar. Here we go. Give me at least 50. And let's see if that... Okay, here we go. Decent at third base and short. Clymer's an amazing shortstop who doesn't play any other position. Hello, Jim Connor. I get even more depth in the middle infield, which I love. I'm not going to complain about McCormick getting in. I think he's borderline, in my opinion. Oh, I guess his jaws actually looks a lot better. He must have had a really great peak. He did. Bentley... Bleh. Like, Bentley never had a peak. I don't know how he got into the Hall of Fame. Charlie Jones actually makes me physically ill that he made the Hall of Fame. Like, he's not very good. But I'm glad Barlow made it at least. So I think Barlow had the combination of offense and defense that entitled him to earn a spot in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, Charlie Jones was a mistake. I don't think he deserved to be anywhere near the Hall of Fame. And I say this as somebody that had him for most of his tenure. I just don't see it. I don't see what about him is so exceptional that let him deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But whatever. I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm just gonna be irritated by it. You've increased my budget. Thank you. I still can't spend anything, but thank you all the same. Player development. I don't even remember who you are, Charlie Hickman. But I'm glad you're getting better at being not as bad. You're still not getting better at control. Why can't you throw strikes? Every time he gets better, it's at something that doesn't help. Game, please. Alright. Where is... Okay, Dowling. You can make the spring training roster. Where's my friendly friend? Oh, he's already there. Okay. My friendly friend. And everyone else here can go suck it. I don't really care about anyone else. And go ahead and give me a 4-man rotation for spring training. Get everyone a few innings. Good. Danny Friend is the guy who wanted to get the extra innings. And then set all of the lineups. Game. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why is Bob Carruthers not starting every day in right field? Let me make this painfully clear to you, hypothetical game owner. You're going to use him at right field. I traded for him for a reason. There we go. That's much better. Yeah, players are getting older. I get it. And I guess that's the reason I'm really pushing my chips in with this whole Carruthers acquisition. Is if we don't win a World Series in the next 2 seasons, I don't think we do. I think the team will just get a lot worse because we'll age real bad and it'll be not good. What is going on? Why is all of a sudden this team just the hottest of garbage? I don't get it, my dudes. I don't get it. I mean, first of all of my pitchers were awful in spring training. That's not a great look. Alright. Demotions all round. Blowvelt. You blow. Velt. Game. What are you doing? There you go. I like Friend as the long man on the staff. Dowling, no. Where am I in pitching? 12. That's fine. Lineups. I just need to get down to 25 now. Alright. Moeller, I'm just going to go ahead and waive you. And if someone else grabs you, then I don't care. Kelty, you go now.
So we've got to get rid of 3 more players. Ed Hutchinson, you only play second base. You go now. I could just return Connor, which I may do. Dave, I want you starting the season in the minors. Major minors, minor majors. I'm going to send Freeman to the minors. Just because I want him playing every day. And then Stafford can be my backup outfielder. And then we're going to sim on up to opening day. Why are you showing me how he's getting better as a reliever? I don't want him to pitch. Please stop. Game. Yeah. Alright, I just want to make sure everyone is on the 40-man that's meant to be. They are. And then I'm going to go back to a 3-man rotation. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that. Lineups. Do it all, bench coach. Carruthers could be a game changer. He could also be so terrible in right field that he actually makes us worse off. But I really truly believe that his elite level of hitting is going to make up for his probable garbage in right field. Let's go. Oh, wow. And Lucan's got returned to me. Yikes. There we go. Seymour, quit taunting me. Why must you only get better at the things I don't need you to get better at? Oh no, you're becoming a worse pitcher. Please stop, game. No. Okay, if I did not anticipate Henry Blovell just all of a sudden deciding to start throwing faster. That's pretty exciting news. All right, what's happening this season? Herman Long is doing badly. Sugden is doing badly. My bullpen is hot garbage. But oh, excuse me. But I still think we're gonna turn out okay. Because I expect some of these hitters to heat up a bit more than they have been. Oh, Bob Carruthers, you're so Carruthery. I'm gonna be sub 500 this season. All right. Now, unfortunately, oh, I never did get a double A manager. Here we go. You're a manager now. Here's the thing. I was going to replace Candy Cummings with that legendary guy that was in AAA, but then he retired. So I'm going to have to think about that one. I mean, you can make Cy Seymour better, so I guess I have to let you stick around. Alright, on we go. Delightful. Hey, Mickey Welch, how about an extension? John McGraw, Jack Stivetts, and Bob Carruthers all made it. Very nice. How bad are you in right field? You're pretty goddamn terrible. That's fine, I guess. Some improvements. I don't know how Duryea is still getting better despite his age. That's pretty crazy. I wonder. Carruthers is such a terrible outfielder. Like, he should be easily worth 4 or 5 wins. And he's not because he's a bad outfielder. Do I flip Carruthers and try to upgrade that way? Look, there's got to be people that just see the stats and be like, give me your player, right? Maybe? No? I'm not going to get a more potent bat is the issue. So yeah, I'm just going to keep going. I am just not trading John McGraw. Just don't even bring it up, please. What I will do is go ahead and activate Buck Freeman and let him fill in and maybe play some defense at right field. There we go. Yeah, I don't think I'm making the playoffs this year either. Once again, Cincinnati got off to a ridiculous start that I'm just not going to be able to keep up with. Is there anyone I'd want to trade? I mean, Slattery is getting worse to the point where Fultz might even be an upgrade. Oh, but he's actually having a really good season. I don't want to trade him yet then. But he's getting there. He's to the point where all of his defense is the only thing that's keeping him as a top player. It's like Fultz is terrible in center field. This might be a trade that happens the next 2 seasons. Um, Especially if I can get that one extra piece to carry us over the top. Carruthers would be a borderline MVP if he could at all field his position. That's fine, though. I don't see us making up a 10-game deficit, though. I just don't think it's going to happen. All right, here we go. He's actually getting better as a catcher. That's what I was waiting for. You know what? That's fine. Danny Friend can start for a bit. I mean, it's not going to matter, right? Cincinnati again ran away with the bloody National League. I just don't get it. I don't get how Cincinnati is so much better than we are. I just don't understand it. Like, I look at their team, and it's a good team, but it's not like this is the best team in Major League history. I just don't see it. I mean, yes, if you want to make the argument that, okay, Mickey Hughes is an amazing starting pitcher, maybe they've got a really good rotation. Maybe. But yeah, it's just... It almost seems like the game is predetermined that Cincinnati will win every season. Which is a little bit frustrating, honestly. But I obviously can't do anything about that. It's whatever. Go by war. Slattery actually had an amazing season. Good for him. Mr. John J. McGraw had another John J. McGraw season. Like, this dude's just gonna get on base and steal bases and play great third base and then not be recognized for it. Jack Stevets continues to be kind of the bedrock of our team. McKean keeps doing Ed McKean things. You're honestly probably getting to the point where you're replaceable, though, because a lot of your ability is propped up by your defense, and a great defensive first baseman doesn't give us as good a chance to win as a great offensive one does. Bob Carruthers was the anti-Ed McKean. He was fucking sensational. Was his range so bad he might have cost us 2 wins in the field? Maybe, but he was such a great hitter that he gave us 3 wins. I ain't gonna argue with that. Long Sugden, yeah, I guess this is fair. Long had the worst year of his career. Sugden went back... We're actually regressed significantly. And Glenn Alvin just isn't worth what I paid for him. That's just the truth. It's not worth what I paid for him. Like, I gave up a lot for Glenn Alvin, and even if most of these guys don't work out, that's still a lot of things that I gave up for a second baseman. Whatever. Not the Orioles again. I hope you lose again, Baltimore. Damn it. My hitting coach retired. That makes me sad. Do I have a good hitting coach that we've developed in the minors? Not really. Oh, preferred occupation hitting coach. There we go. I'd rather take an unproven guy like Art Sladen, who's got great development influence than take a more polished guy. I also don't have any contact hitters, which is the big issue. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and hire you. All right. So we finished 1898. We did it again. We again finished right around 80 wins, and that's just not going to be good enough. We need to find some way to break through this godforsaken hole that we're trapped in. And I don't know how to do it, quite frankly, other than seeing the Phillies have major important players retire. Or not the Phillies, the Reds. Or just getting like a really great draft pick might be enough. Because right now what we have is we have a very solid top tier offense, a pretty decent rotation, and I guess a bullpen that could use some help. I mean, both of my trades worked out. They just weren't enough. Carruthers, can you please just, like, do nothing but play right field in the offseason? Like, don't even hit. That'd be swell. But, regardless, that is going to be it for this episode. Wishing you the very best in your holiday season. Hopefully you'll be watching my other videos while you are enjoying time with your families, but if you're not, that's fine too. You can simply enjoy this video, and we'll catch you in 2021. But as a reminder, I will not see any comments on this video before I post my next video for the Monday squad, because I'm not going to do it. I'm recording them back to back before the holidays so that I have more time to spend on holiday things. But do share comments. I really do enjoy comments. They really point me in the right direction when it comes to certain things. In particular, any advice that you might have at this point, because we're gonna keep the Phillies until 1900, and then we're gonna switch to whoever the worst team is, because I've done what I can to make this team competitive. I don't think there's anything I can do to make them better, other than like trade Buck Freeman maybe and see if I can sucker somebody into giving me an elite first baseman. Maybe that is the possibility. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching, and until next time, this has been Avindian, and I bid you good day.